Hi friends, welcome to Heritage Kids. Miss Kender here. I was wondering, have you ever seen a caterpillar turn into a butterfly? Last summer, my kids found a chrysalis in our backyard, and we got to watch and wait patiently until it transformed into a butterfly. It was amazing. A creeping, crawling caterpillar changed into a beautiful flying butterfly. A man in today's Bible story, he changed too. Let's listen to our story and see what changed this man. The Bible is God's word, and God's word is true. All of the stories in the Bible, they fit together to tell the big story of how God rescues sinners through his son Jesus. The story today is from the book of Acts. It tells us what happened with Jesus' followers after he went back to heaven. Let's watch.
In the early days of the church, Paul worked hard to stop people from telling about Jesus. He did not believe that Jesus is the Son of God. He thought that people who believed in Jesus should be put in jail or be killed. Many believers left the city to get away from Paul. Paul decided to go to the city of Damascus to arrest believers there. He was traveling along when all of a sudden, a very bright light came down from heaven. It flashed around Paul, and he fell to the ground. Then Paul heard a voice saying, "Why are you against me?" "Who are you, Lord?" Paul asked. "I am Jesus," he said. Jesus told Paul to go into the city and wait for more instructions. Paul got up and opened his eyes, but he couldn't see anything. So the men who were traveling with Paul led him into the city. A man named Ananias lived in the city. Ananias loved Jesus. God spoke to Ananias in a vision and told him to go visit Paul. Ananias knew that Paul was an enemy of Jesus, but God had a plan for Paul. God said, "I have chosen Paul to tell many people about me." Ananias obeyed God. He went to Paul and said, "Jesus sent me here to help you." Then Ananias put his hands on Paul, and Paul could see again. Paul got up and was baptized. For the next few days, Paul stayed in the city with other people who believed in Jesus. He went to the synagogues to tell people about Jesus. "Jesus is the Son of God," Paul said. The people were amazed. They knew Paul had been an enemy of Jesus, but now he loved Jesus. The Jews did not like what Paul was saying, so they made a plan to kill him. The other believers helped Paul sneak out of the city at night. Paul was an enemy of Jesus and his followers, but then God changed him. Jesus came to earth to save sinners like Paul. When we trust in Jesus, he changes us from the inside out.
Paul was an enemy of Jesus' followers. He worked hard to stop people from telling about Jesus. But then Paul met Jesus. Jesus saved Paul from his sins, and God changed him. So Paul started telling others about Jesus. Jesus came to save sinners like Paul and you and me. When we trust Jesus, he changes us from the inside out. We're going to learn more about Paul in the coming weeks. He ends up traveling to tell people about Jesus, and the church kept growing. Jesus is the head of the church, and Jesus leads the church, and the church follows him. That is what our key passage is about. Let's say it together. Remember, it goes like this. He is the head of the body, the church. CRC for church, church. Colossians 1:18. Let's say it again. He is the head of the body, the church. Colossians 1:18. We'll keep working on our verse and learning more about how the church kept growing next week. Until then, have a great week. Bye-bye.